Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. First, I just want to say, man, I respect any feedback that I get as far as the channel and as far as the videos I put out. I'm not into BSing. I'm not into clickbaiting. The title I had on one of the videos, some people thought it was inappropriate. I just want to say that when I said Deontay Wilder finally killed someone in the ring, it wasn't meant to be clickbait. That's why I edited it and updated it so it doesn't say that no more. The video still reads how it reads. I'm not changing that because I can't. But the title I did, what I was getting at is that he hit Helenius so hard that it's like he killed him with that right hand, like his soul left his body. But when you're putting those the titles together, there's only so many letters you have. And I actually had written that title 15 different times trying to word it to capture, to get the impact of what I wanted you all to feel when you read it. But at the same time, I don't want to say anything that somebody finds inappropriate. That's not my style. If you've been with me for a while on this channel, you know that's not my thing. I'm not a clickbait guy. I don't care. I don't give one shit about that. But I am going to try to capture something that's going to get your attention and make you click on the video. But I definitely, you won't see me put nothing like that again, unless it really does happen with the boxer. So again, I appreciate the feedback. I don't take offense to nothing. And that's why you saw me edit it. If I didn't like what you guys were saying, I wouldn't have edited it. But what you said makes sense. I don't have to agree with you if I can understand. And I think that's important. As long as I can understand you, we can push. So Deontay Wilder delivers a tearful speech. I don't know how many of you guys saw that video. You need to check it out. I was walking. I walk in the morning. And I was, actually, it's the weekend, so I had my 5-year-old. And he was in the stroller. He's big as hell. He needs to come out that stroller. But he likes to walk with daddy in the morning. It's 7:30, I'm walking, and he's up with me. Get him cleaned up. Like, all right, if you want to go, you got to get cleaned up. Get him cleaned up, throw him in the stroller. But while walking, of course, he has his iPad. He's looking at kids' YouTube, whatever he's watching. I got on regular YouTube. I got my little earphones in, and I'm watching all the stuff from yesterday, right? The post-fights and everything, Caleb Plant, all that. What a crazy knockout Caleb Plant did to Darrell. But I came across the one, Deontay Wilder's post-fight, and I'm listening to it. Yo, did y'all see when he started crying? I ain't gonna lie, man, I almost started crying too. Like, that was powerful. And it was just moving, man. You see, a lot of people, there's some clowns out there making fun of him and stuff like that, but there's always going to be those. But talking from your soul and leaving your heart on the sleeve, wearing your heart on your sleeve, a lot of people are afraid to do that. And what you're seeing right now with Deontay Wilder is the congruencies he has with Mike Tyson as far as them just being naturally emotional guys who are going to say what they feel. And they have no regrets for it. Okay? But at the same time, it's a contrast in their mentalities as far as, how I'm talking about a young Mike Tyson now, as far as they conduct themselves outside the ring. So you're seeing there's although there are differences there, the core similarity is that they really, truly wear their heart on the sleeve. And I tell you what, Deontay Wilder, he delivered a tearful speech in the aftermath of the Robert Helenius knockout, man. And when he said he wanted to come to his aid, man, I felt that because I've always liked Deontay Wilder. And I'm glad he's not talking as reckless. I really think the fights with Fury humbled him. And I don't mean, I'm not saying that Fury he feels like he's inferior to Fury. What I mean is I think because he knows what he went through in those fights with Fury, and he believes Fury cheated, okay? I'm not here to get into that. I'm just saying he believes Fury cheated, and I think he believes that, shit, I could have died, or what's going to happen to me years down the road from the punishment I took in those fights. And when he sees that he went in there and fought a sparring partner, a real friend, someone he loved, and he hit him like that, it just made him, when he was sitting there thinking about the fact that he hit him like that and his friend was hurt, the possibility of his friend not recovering in long-term, effects of that shot. And he just broke down. And I think that, and then talking about Pritchard Cologne's situation, and he loves his kids, and the reason why he started boxing, and it was just a rush of emotions that overwhelmed him, and it just came out. And you can see that him and his team, they're just a bunch of emotional guys. There's nothing wrong with that. Malik Scott, when he's talking about Wilder, you can see there's genuine love there, because it's almost like he feels like nobody wants to give. It's like having a child. That's what it's like. It's like having a child, man. That's what it reminds me of. And for some reason, your child's playing a sport, and these coaches are like, almost are speaking negatively about him, or the people in the crowd speak negatively about him. Even though they're out there outperforming everyone, they still find a reason to complain and don't want to give the child credit. And then finally your child does something, and the work that child put in, and then you see the results. And then when you start to talk about it, the emotions overwhelm you. Now, I'm telling you that from first-hand experience. That's why I use that analogy. One of my kids, an animal on the basketball, on every sport, but that basketball thing was a situation. Now he's an animal, but he's like that in soccer. He's like that in boxing, baseball, even wrestling, right? He's just one of those all-around athletes. So I say that because I remember talking about him to him, and the same thing happened to me. So when I was watching that when I was walking today, it messed with me some, I was like, damn, I felt that. But when we talk about Wilder, man, and his demeanor, man, it just took on a different tone when he was talking about what happened on Saturday night. That spectacular and scary knockout of Robert Helenius at the Barclays in New York, just putting him flat on his back, with 3 seconds remaining in the round, it was just amazing. And that was Wilder's first, of course he had the back-to-back losses, 2 of them to Tyson Fury to draw, but that was his first fight after those losses, and to see him come back and do something like that was very impressive, man. And he felt concerned over his friend and his former training partner, and they spent a lot of time together in Alabama, and Wilder even said, iron sharpens iron, and that's why he felt and expressed so much remorse, because he really felt like Helenius really helped him to almost defeat Fury, but also by helping him and working with him, helped Wilder to defeat Helenius. And Wilder felt conflicted about that, It's like, it's a job we have to do, but you can tell he doesn't like doing it. And I don't think Wilder going forward, he may fight another friend, because for those of you who didn't know, there's a reason why Wilder picked Helenius. PBC didn't arrange that fight. Wilder picked Helenius. So let's just keep it real. For those of you saying, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. No, I know what the hell I'm talking about. Wilder said, what he said was, a lot of people are wondering how this fight came about. He's like, I bless a lot of people, but I'm not going to get into that. Some people don't know I'm blessing them. And then maybe after the fight, I'll talk about what I mean. He said this in the interview. And I was like, what is he? He must be talking about something about giving Helenius this fight. But when him and Helenius were talking, when he went to Helenius' room, and Helenius said, because Helenius, he felt bad that Wilder was so emotional, he was trying to comfort him. When he was like, I've been doing this for 25 years. I'm 38 now. I've never had an opportunity. And I watched Wilder. That's when it clicked. I'm like, Wilder gave him that opportunity because of whatever happened between them in Alabama, and he felt like he really helped him, and he did him like he did Luis Ortiz. Gave that man an opportunity to try to beat him and to go on and make plenty of money. And Helenius made good money for that fight. And Wilder is a good person. Good human being. People, we got to stop, shredding this man. Now, I understand how a lot of people feel about the whole Wilder Fury thing. I'm going to tell you something right now. Whenever you guys hear me talk about it, I don't say nothing because I'm like, there's got to be something definitive. There's some stuff out there that I came across over the last couple weeks, last couple days, that's bewildering. I'm gonna do a video on it. I just want to collect it all, but I have enough to do a goddamn video, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But back on Wilder, he has concerns for all fighters. He's always talking about that. He talks about how he's a big advocate for fighters, and he said they get done wrong, and he's right, man. He said you don't play boxing, and he showed that last night. These guys are really risking their lives, and he's gonna speak that forever, man. Okay, he talked about Pritchard Colon, man, and everything that happened with him and his family, and that's real stuff. There's other boxers out there who've been affected like that. It's really unfortunate when you see that happen in the sport of boxing. But for Deontay Wilder, you could tell he's a genuine person. If he cares for you, he cares for you, and that just showed up because he said his heart goes out to him, and you could tell, man. He did. It's almost like he didn't want to do that. He was so apologetic, man. He didn't want to hurt him. He didn't want to hit him. He didn't want to do that to him, man. But it's the business they're in. It's a tough business. And Helenius was trying to get Wilder out of there as well. He just, you don't just chase a puncher around the ring. And he chased Wilder around the ring. And Wilder was floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. And he caught him with that sledgehammer-like right hand. And nobody escapes that. And if he goes on to fight Usyk, I got to do a video on that, so I'm going to keep that to myself. But I'm just going to say this. Who in the world has escaped the Wilder right hand? And if Wilder would have had that referee in there last night in that first Fury fight, how would things have gone? Okay? Now, some people are saying the referee should have counted all the way to 10. The referee was counting. But then he just waved it off, okay? But I don't think Helenius' situation and Fury's situation was the exact same. Fury did look like he looked more alert when he was laying on the ground. It's like his body wasn't functioning. Helenius looked like he was out of there. He was in bad shape. Okay, but it's entertainment for us, and we appreciate the entertainment. But it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. Deontay Wilder. And, you can say what you want. There's a reason why he's widely regarded as, probably the greatest puncher in boxing history. And when he finished off Helenius, man, that was his 42nd knockout and 43 victories. That's pretty crazy. And his team was already emotional about the bounce back win because it just, a lot of people didn't know what kind of damage he took and how much the fights with Tyson Fury took out of him. But, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. Just don't want to see anybody get hurt in the ring. And Wilder's a good advocate for fighters now and fighters in the past and those who are still around and alive. I definitely think he should take this momentum and try to come up with something to help all these ex-boxers who are down and out. Forget a boxer getting hit, becoming brain dead or being put in a vegetative state or have something go wrong with him neurologically. Just look at when that guy, Spatter 4, how he ran up on Mayweather in Vegas at I think it was an award ceremony or something. He ran up on him and was basically begging for he needs money, and that was just sad to see. Sad to see. Now, if some people don't take care of themselves, they blow their money, they're irresponsible. I get it. But, to see guys who give us this kind of entertainment and put their lives on the line, you almost want to know that there's some kind of program out there for them. I know the WBC has something where they try to help out ex-fighters and stuff like that. I don't know how far they go, if the fighters had to have been, ex-WBC champions or if it's just boxers as a whole. I don't know. I don't know the whole situation, but I do know that they have something in place to help ex-boxers who have fallen on hard times. But speaking of falling on hard times for Helenius, this was his third knockout loss of his career, and it was his second loss in his past 5 fights. So he's a 14-year veteran, and he's now 32-4. But this man's been boxing for 25 years, man. But we'll see. We'll see. And I think Wilder's concerned about Helenius' long-term health. I don't think don't think it's much to worry about. If he was repeatedly taking those shots, that'd be different. If anyone we should be concerned about long term is Deontay Wilder because of those shots he took from Tyson Fury. And I got some videos coming about that. But that's what we should be concerned about. And I think Deontay Wilder, when he's talking, he's reflecting on himself because he knows 10, 15, 20 years down the road, the shit that could show up. Because he took a lot of damage. And let's just hope that, everything works out for everybody, man, because he says some stuff that really, if people weren't thinking, they need to start thinking. And if you don't know who Pritchard Colon is, go to YouTube, type in his name. Look at him. Handsome dude, man. Go check it out. Handsome young man. Got in that fight. Some bad guy hit him with some dirty shots. And then look at how he is now. Real unfortunate, man. Real unfortunate. Sad, man. But right now, with Deontay Wilder going forward, not really sure what he's going to do next. But the fight to make is Deontay Wilder and Usyk. Deontay Wilder and Usyk. But if there's anyone out there who has a dislike for Deontay Wilder, I'll put it to you this way. If you watch that video that he did, watch his post-conference about Helenius. Watch that. And I think you'll develop a different opinion on him. I think you'll definitely view him a lot differently. He is a good human being. And yeah, you know what? He kind of created some of his own misery, probably about the last 10 fights and, wanted to catch a body on his record and he really wants to hurt somebody. And I think what happened is, now I don't know this, so you guys leave your comments below on what you think. I think getting in those fights with Tyson Fury made him say, you know what? I shouldn't be talking like this. And this isn't something I want to do to somebody. I shouldn't even talk jokingly and say anything. I have the power that can end up doing that to somebody. Now I'm here concerned about my long-term health and my children and, if I'm going to be able to be there for them, for their grandkids, for my grandkids and stuff like that. I really think I really think a lot of that emotion you're seeing is just things going on inside Deontay Wilder. And as far as somebody else posted something about just along the lines of him having, I'll just sum it up as like some mental health issues. Let me tell you something. Who doesn't? Okay? If you're OCD, if you're a guy a girl, a man or woman, you're at work and you gotta get to work on time, you gotta do things and things gotta be kind of way, your desk has to be in order and neat, you're OCD. That people go get treated mental health for that. Okay? Obsessive compulsive disorder. It's a disorder. Okay? Yo, when you talk about mental health, there's a very broad umbrella, man. There's so many things. Anxiety. Anybody have anxiety? Anybody feel a kind of way? Have you ever been in a car accident? And now when you're driving, if you're with someone else and they hit the brakes, you feel like you're reliving something? PTSD, man. I did 25 years in the military. I know about that shit. I never went to mental health till down the road. Then I went in there and started talking. You realize just how much baggage you have. Yo, it's good to talk and it's good to cry, man. And I agree with Deontay Wilder. I think we all, if anyone's laughing at mental health issues, you shouldn't. Now, it's just not funny. It's just not fun. We all go through it. I think what happens with guys who are in the public's eye, like a Ryan Garcia, you come out there saying certain things, but then you turn around and want to sit there and shred people and bad talk people and make fun of people. And that's why nobody respects Ryan Garcia. Because everyone felt for him. The mental health thing is real. But then you come back and you're doing the same thing to people that you said people did to you that drove you to feeling, suicidal and depressed. But then you come out doing it to people. So like they say, hurt people. It's a mental health struggle. So everyone needs to just, get it together. And Deontay Wilder's preaching love and kumbaya. And I don't disagree. I think he's spot on. But Deontay Wilder is back. His tone changed. Everything changed. And I'm not sure how much longer he has in this sport. I'm not saying because I think he can't do it. I'm just saying I think there's something in him that he's fighting with as far as continuing to get in this ring. I just don't see him continuing. You talking about 3 fights in 3 years? I don't see it. Well, I think he'll try to get a couple fights here with Usyk. Maybe try to go for the undisputed. But if that don't sort out, I can see him saying, "Man, this is it." And but that being said, that's my opinion. Appreciate the support. Y'all keep cool. Deontay Wilder is a great human being. He said things in the past. Tyson Fury said things in the past. Mike Tyson said things in the past. And look at how these guys are turning out. You know what I'm saying? Everyone, guys can do 180s if they choose to. You know what I'm saying? And they're still human, so they're still going to make mistakes. But let's more or less focus on the 180s they've done. And that's my 2 cents. Now, if he comes out and starts back with the same BS, he's going to be in a position like Ryan Garcia where everybody's going to be like, "Oh, I told you so." And they kind of take the steam off of, what he has going, which is positive for him. But I just don't see that, man. That being said, y'all keep cool. Big up to Deontay Wilder. Appreciate the support across all 7 continents. Shout out to all the veterans. And I'm in the breeze.